Today, we're beating the great Waldo search. Now, I love me some Where's Wally books. That's right, I said Wally, not Waldo. Over here in Australia, we grew up with Wally. So it turns out there are a few different titles depending on where you grew up in the world. The original one though was Where's Wally over in the UK. The American publisher, Little Brown & Co, for whatever reason they were just like, don't like Wally, doesn't work, don't think it'll resonate with the American audience. So they went with Waldo. I like it, but it's always going to be Wally to me. Over in Turkey, they've got Where's Ali? In Finland, Where's Valu? In France, Where's Charlie? In Lithuania, they've got Where's Jonas? That one is so funny to me. I don't know, I think it's because like all the others they end in like an E sound or, you know, a vowel at least. But Lithuania? Nah, Where's Jonas? The books were awesome. The TV series was great. But the Super Nintendo game? Well... The Great Waldo Search was released on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis in June of 1992, only in the US. We never got a port over here in Australia, and I can kinda see why, honestly. This game is based off the third of the Where's Wally books, titled The Great Waldo Search in the US, obviously, and Where's Wally? The Fantastic Journey in the UK and Australia. The Great Waldo Search was developed by a very small team working for a little-known company called Radiant Software. They were known for their games such as Andre Agassi Tennis, Rollerblade Racer, Disney's Darkwing Duck, Disney's Tailspin, and Sidearms Hyperdyne. Though not an awful lineup of games, but really nothing special by any means. It's so hard to find any information about this company. It seems like they just quietly went out of business in the early 90s and faded into obscurity. Fun fact, the guy who programmed this game also programmed this gem of a game. This game was published by THQ way back in its infancy. This was somewhere around the 15th game that they published, and considering how many hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of games they've put out at this point, that's pretty damn early in their back catalogue. Also, another fun fact I came across while researching this video, there's actually another Where's Waldo game that was released for the original NES, and that game was developed by a very young version of Bethesda. Tell you what, I would love to see Waldo in the next Elder Scrolls game.
Hey, you're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right?
So anyway, let's get on with the point of the video. How can you turn an activity book into a video game? Well, the answer is pretty easily, but that does not make it fun. In the Great Waldo Search, you're tasked with the very simple objective of finding Waldo in a sea of characters. We first start out with the option of being able to play in normal mode or expert mode, the main difference being how well Waldo is hidden. Once you select your mode, you can then choose from one of 5 different levels, which we'll go through in more detail later on. After you select your level, you're thrown right into it. You control a magnifying glass. You can move around a long picture that's laid out quite similarly to a Where's Waldo book. In each level, there is a number of magic scrolls that you can collect for points, as well as Waldo's dog Woof, who if you find will take you to a short bonus game. In the game, you ride on a magic carpet and you need to collect as many bones as you can to earn more points. Lastly, of course, each level contains the man of the hour, Waldo. If you find Waldo, the level ends. Once you've found Waldo in all 5 levels, you get an end screen which shows you your total score, and that's it. That is the whole damn game. Can you imagine being a kid and getting this game for your birthday? So I started out the stream with normal mode, and right away I noticed the lack of effort put into the sound design. The music is the same 3-second loop, and every input you take on the menu you get to hear this lovely sound.
Where's Waldo? Where's Waldo? Where's Waldo?
Oh, this is an awful title screen. Ooh, look at that. The first level? Page? Screen? I don't know what you want to call it. It's full of people hanging out on flying carpets and these hideously bright buildings. I scrolled all the way to the right and there was Waldo just chilling there out in the open, not even trying to hide. Then I scrolled all the way to the left and I found a magic piece of paper, whatever that is. And that was level 1 complete with a score of 2,375 points in about 30 seconds. Level 2 contains some hilariously ugly lizards and dragons, and people who look like they're in nightgowns are freaking out trying to escape. Well, most of them. There are some who have spears and flaming torches that they just angrily shake in the lizard's general direction. I collected a few clocks, which I think just add to your score. And then I found Wolf's Bone, but this takes you into a minigame. Like I said, you play on Wolf as a magic carpet and you just need to collect as many bones as you can in this auto-scroller. It's very basic. About 10 seconds after the minigame, I found everything in the level and I finished off the level with a massive 14,925 points. Level 3 is full of some spooky looking occultists in red robes. They're hanging out and I think they might be being attacked by monks, or maybe the monks are attacking them. It's kind of hard to tell, honestly. The scroll you need to collect was literally a centimeter away from the starting point, nice and easy to find. I scrolled to the right a tiny bit and I found Wolf's Bone. I played through another minigame, good fun, you know. The music in this level is horrifying. It's so unpleasant to listen to, it's so grating, but I kind of love it in a weird way, but not really. Anyway, I scrolled for another couple of seconds and I found Waldo hanging out in the open. Are you seeing a pattern yet? On to level 4. Level 4 started and the cursor was basically sitting on top of Wolf, so I immediately started another minigame. This level's theme is a medieval village that's under attack. There actually seems to be a lot of violent undertones in this kid's game. It's kind of weird now that I'm noticing it. There are a couple of giants who are hanging out too. I think maybe they're the ones attacking the village, but they kind of just look cute, like they're chilling. I love them. Aww. The music for this level is really quite jolly. It's kind of cool. I don't mind it. I finished this level in about 25 seconds. The last level is the infamous Waldo on Waldo level. Basically, it's a white page with a butt ton of Waldo clones hanging out. Also this dude for some reason, he kind of creeps me out. I don't like him. He can go away. Also, there's a dragon for some reason. It's so crudely drawn. It looks like a child's drawing. It's kind of ridiculous. But I like him. He can stay. This level is slightly different since there are so many Waldos and it would be no fun to just click any old Waldo. Nah, this time you need to find one who's missing a shoe. A slightly more challenging concept than the other levels, but not much harder. It still didn't take me long at all to find him. And with that, we had completed the game by finding Waldo and returning Wizard Whitebeard's 5 magic scrolls. I finished up with a total score of 41,100 points. A whole 6 minutes after I got to the main menu of the game. 6 freaking minutes. Like, I know this is a kid's game, but that's a bit of a joke. It's not like it's randomized either. Each time you play the game, everything's in the exact same spot. Roll credits. Wait. Nah, that's too easy. I decided to play through on expert mode as well, just to pad things out a bit and see what the difference is. The two main differences in expert mode are that 1, things are a bit more hidden and they aren't just plonked on top of the picture like in normal mode. They actually hide behind objects a bit more and try and blend in with their surroundings. The other difference is that when you collect certain objects, you'll be given a challenge by Wizard Whitebeard. Like for example, in the first level, he asks you to find a long black beard. So you have a few seconds to look around the immediate area and find that. It's not super hard, but it makes it a little bit more interesting, I guess. Doing these challenges just rewards you some extra points. Level 1 on expert mode took me about 1 minute and 20 seconds, as opposed to the 20 seconds it took me in normal mode for comparison. Anyway, I don't really see the point in doing a play-by-play for expert mode since it's essentially the same thing again. I finished up expert mode with a score of 46,125 points, a noticeable improvement from my normal mode score. My expert mode playthrough took me about 5 minutes and 50 seconds. For comparison, the world record speedrun time for expert mode is 45 seconds, which is utterly insane. So, 14 minutes into my stream that morning, I had already completed an entire game from start to finish twice. Now roll credits. So everybody loves a good Waldo book, right? Does that mean you should go out of your way to play this game? Absolutely not. I don't recommend anybody play this game. Unless you want a really quick speedrun, I guess, then maybe? Gameplay gets a 2 out of 10 for me. I feel like that might even be a little bit generous, honestly. There's barely any gameplay to be had. But in saying that, it is inoffensive. It's not bad gameplay, it's just barely existent gameplay. So I don't think it really deserves lower, I guess. It might be fun for a very small child for like half an hour or so, but there's just no staying power. Even kids are gonna get sick of this game super quick. The music gets a 3 out of 10 for me. The music in this game is just not good. It's boring, it's extremely repetitive, and at times it's actually horrible. Specifically level 3. Even the good songs aren't good. They're just better than the bad ones. They might get stuck in your head, but not for the right reasons. The graphics are definitely a 2 out of 10. This game is ugly. There is no other word for it. The color choices are shocking. The art is so lazily chucked together. Some of the characters' eyes are just single black pixels. And even the characters they tried to put more effort into the design of are still just really ugly. Overall, the Great Waldo Search gets a 2 out of 10 for me. By far the worst game I've played on this challenge so far. but I'm sure there's going to be much worse in the future, which honestly scares me a bit. I don't recommend this game for anybody. Unless you want to try a really quick speedrun for a laugh, just don't bother playing this game. Play like anything else.
Many months later.
Hello? Anybody? Can somebody get me out of here? Which way's the exit? It's been way too long. I really need to get out of here. Like, I have stuff to do. I've got places to be, games to beat. Somebody? Why is no one answering me? Come on. Oh man. People are gonna think I quit YouTube.